Okay, welcome back to Play by Play. We are playing The Novelist. This chapter is called The Bottle, which I find troubling immediately. We'll see. Town list. Go to library out of books again. Check community board for babysitters. Swing by the Wild. New movie playing? I can talk. Drop by Dr. Walker's. Call ahead. Key points that I'm getting out of this. Babysitters. I don't know if this was written by Linda or Dan. But there's a suggestion that they would like to go out, which I think bodes well for their relationship. Maybe go to a movie. Drop by Dr. Walker's. Call ahead. That could mean any number of things. I don't even know. Assembly time, approximately 3 hours. Required tools, Phillips screwdriver, soft-faced hammer, 1/2 inch wrench, socket recommended, 7/64 inch hex key. Hex key means something different in the field of engineering that I studied. So assembly time, approximately 3 hours. It is mostly finished? Partially finished? Like how... It's certainly not 100% finished. But it appears to have been given up on. I don't think that anybody is going to come and work on it. Trash bags, aspirin, salad dressing, beer case, popcorn, Ogburn, bread. I don't know what Ogburn is. Aspirin is potentially, maybe not. It's a stretch. But given all of the other connections that this game has made to The Shining, aspirin could be read as an allusion to The Shining, in which the main character, the father character, had, as a manifestation of his alcoholism, a habit of chewing aspirin tablets. I'm reading a lot into that, though. Like, that list just on its own would not necessarily raise red flags for me. I know that they're in the habit of drinking wine, right? Like, they talk about that, or at least Linda talks about that all the time. Literary Register May edition. Inside, Books of Summer, Adam Squires, The Interview, America's Top Small Run Publishers. This is the same. I was really hoping that it would have his ad in it.
Hey man, this is going to sound odd, but I could use some advice. I'm in hot water here because, well, I've been drinking more lately. Man, there's just no good way to write that. I mean, I used to drink and write all the time in school. You remember that, right? I guess I got away from it when we got married, and definitely after Tommy came along. But he's in bed by 8:30 every night now. And let me be clear, I'm not blacking out or driving drunk. You know I'd never do something like that. I just have a few drinks while I'm working, safe and sound in the house. A writer who drinks isn't exactly unheard of. Wow, could I sound more defensive? But here's the hell of it. It's working. It's brought back that college hunger, that energy, and in the last week or two, the book's just singing. I don't even know what I'm asking here. Maybe I just wanted to start the conversation. If you get a chance, give me a call. Dan.
Okay, so during the break, the chat was discussing a little bit how common the trope of a character who has some kind of substance dependency has been in the feels games that we've played, the sort of especially emotional games, specifically Papoio and was there a suggestion of it in Apartment? I actually don't remember that in Apartment, but also in the other one, Sleep, Among the Sleep. There's a tendency in games writing to, it seems, fall back on that cliche in a way that hasn't up until now felt particularly out of place. But I think the commonness of it, like the prevalence of it, makes it start to feel like it's just a kind of a lazy shortcut. And I have to say, especially in this game, like other games have been, that has been a central focus of the game, or like part of the core characterization of a person and problematization of the relationship that's at the focus of the game in both Among the Sleep and Papoio. Cat, you do not want to drink my ginger ale. I swear to you. I promise you. Come on. Come down. So, and in this game, it's not. We're 2/3 of the way through the game, and this is the first time it's been mentioned. Alcohol has been brought up previously in a positive context, and so it feels weird. It feels like they're reaching a little bit for. I mean, I say reaching. Every one of these chapters is almost sitcom-like in the broadness of its premise. And I guess in that context, in how isolated and episodic this particular premise is, in the like, you know, problem with alcohol, it feels, I don't know, it feels very shallow. It feels very like shortcutty. It doesn't feel like really well explored. Oh shit, there's no lights in here. Where's Linda? Have I seen Linda?
If he uses that Hemingway quote one more time, pretty much every night he's either super focused on his novel or too drunk for us to spend a regular night together. That used to be our time. We would put Tommy down for the night, have a glass of wine, 2 at the most, and talk about our days or maybe listen to a record. Now, I'm lucky to get 1 night a week where he's sober and not writing. Most nights he has a bourbon. No, wait. Make that 4. And I read in bed until I fall asleep. He tries not to wake me up when he comes in, but you're never as quiet and graceful as you think you are when you're drunk and in a dark room, no less. Mm-hmm. Of course I want his book to be great, but I also want my husband back.
I feel very little sympathy for Dan in this chapter. So I think I did point out at the beginning of tonight the fact that there seemed to be artifacts of previous decisions laying around, like the wine bottles and the blanket from the blanket fort, and like these objects seem to accumulate around on shelves and things like that. I think that's kind of neat. Like, it's a very cheap way to remind you of the things that you've done, and to make the world reflect the dynamic sort of changes to the narrative that are introduced by the player. It's not like super effective, like it doesn't do a lot for me emotionally, but it's kind of nice to see. It makes the world feel at least a little bit alive, and it's very simple from a development standpoint. The design of that system is like really straightforward. So that's kind of neat. Tommy is just like super insightful in his drawings in a way that I find weird, that like, he doesn't articulate things. Maybe I'm just used to people who can articulate things in the way that children can't. He seems so articulate artistically, like visually. But he never says anything. Okay, so, all right. I didn't say this last time, but I have a new interpretation of Tommy's memory. It's a meter. It's a dad relationship meter, and he will either draw. I think this is probably a like things are okay, kind of neutral. Like he's kind of sad, but not super sad, and he's pretty sad. So maybe this is things are kind of shitty. Like this is just a below neutral on the relationship-o-meter. And then if I make choices that leave Tommy out, then it goes down a couple notches, and Dad gets angry, which was weird that's where that goes. And if I focused on Tommy more, then that it would go up, and the drawing that he had would be, something happier. That's why we keep seeing the same thing over and over again, is because like he goes up and down on the meter, and we end up in this place over and over again. Which is an interesting system, and it's an interesting way to sort of see a reflection of what your decisions have been on Tommy, in the same way that we get to see sort of what our last decision was on the rest of the family. I still find it weird that he keeps drawing the same drawing over and over again. I guess that's how you get good, though. So good job, Tommy. You're on your way to becoming a brilliant artist. Here we go. Here's Tommy. Little conversation.
But he promised.
If he doesn't do it, I'll help you, honey.
If he doesn't do it, I'll help you. I wonder what it is Tommy wants. Yeah, Dan, I don't even know what to say to you, man. You need to make a backup copy of your book. You can't not do that. That's not okay. I think I explored the office. Have I explored all of the rooms? Have I seen Linda? Where the hell is Linda?
Hey, honey. Hi, Mom.
Oh, she must be down there. Somewhere. Is she in the studio? Oh my god. No, she's not. Oh, there she is.
Rasta.
Look at that stealth takedown right there. That's all of my Sam Fisher skills coming into play.
Why don't you stop it, too?
Why don't you stop it too?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. That's a deflection. That is not an answer. Answer the question, Dan. Okay, so I don't know what Tommy wants
Mom
yet.
understood why they couldn't come. They love Tommy, or Thomas, as she insists on calling him. And they would never have imposed in a way that let him down. I wish we could have seen Mom and Dad, but sometimes your own family has to come first.
I'm glad that you understand that. That was the intention behind my making that choice. So it feels good to have the character interpret it that way. One of the worst feelings playing games, at least for me, I don't know if this is universal, is making a choice. I actually will cite Mass Effect as an example of why I think this is universal. Making a choice and having the game interpret that choice differently than you intended it. So I hear this complaint a lot. I don't know. I've heard this complaint multiple times about the original Mass Effect, which used a dialogue system that at the time was really quite innovative, I think. I don't know games that used that kind of dialogue system before Mass Effect. Not just the conversation wheel, which was absolutely like a cool, innovative invention that they developed, but the subjective storytelling, or rather, I guess, objective storytelling, clipped off phrases instead of actual direct quotes when you're choosing things. And in a lot of ways, I thought that was really cool. I enjoyed it. I loved that game. But you would choose like the thing that said yes, and Shepard, instead of just saying yes, would like say a whole thing, would give an argument why she's agreeing with whatever the conversation is. But that leaves the door open, potentially, for you select an option thinking that it means one thing and have the character actually then expand upon it in a different direction. And it feels really uncomfortable to have the game interpret your action differently than you intended. So it's always nice. I enjoy it when I see a game specifically avoid that, when there's a resonance between what I intended and what the feedback of the game actually suggests it understood. Like when the game understands my intention, I guess. It feels really good. Chinese checkers. That's the letter that I already read. I think I'm memory searching now, is really what I'm doing. I think, although I still don't know what it is that Tommy wants. And I don't quite know what it is that Linda wants. She wants him to not drink as much. Tommy probably wants to fix the car. But I have not... Well, I guess I know there's a car. Maybe that's all I need to know.
Ty and Kelly just pulled out of the driveway. Still glad they came, but I know it wasn't exactly what they had planned. I think they were a little surprised and bummed out not to be the only guests, and it definitely cut into our riding time. Oh well. We did get one afternoon to fish, but we didn't do much more than talk about our books. We didn't even get a chance to sit down and read each other's pages. Still better than nothing, I guess.
Yeah, don't sound so down about it, dude. Like, you got to spend... Whatever. I also think that, like, you and Ty and Kelly and whatever, like, could have had a good time even if you weren't talking about your books. Like, you don't have to be so down about it. It feels like Thomas is always a burden. Which is just weird. What? Oh, he's stumbling over the sofa because he's so goddamn drunk. Where is Linda there? No. Is there another thing? The noise stopped. So maybe that's it. That's all of the memory. I'm just going to scoot around and make sure there's no more noise anywhere. Seems like no.
Look at this one.
I like that.
Okay.
5.
No, I did this, didn't I? She talked about her... No, maybe... I forget.
Why don't you stop it?
Yeah, I did do this. Did I do Tommy? I did Tommy. I did everybody, right? Let me look at tab. Read thoughts for final clue.
Ooh,
Whoops.
messed up.
That's not what I wanted. Pour a bourbon and work on the apartment scene. Is he a
Thanks,
writer
Dad.
for apartment, do you think? I think he's not. I'm just going to say. And Tommy, of course, wants to work on the car. And where did Linda go? Indeed.
Oh.
Did he almost see me? Oh, maybe she's in her studio. Which is hard to get to. Oh, shit. Oh, god damn it, everybody's seeing me.
Hey, you want to go into town tonight?
Yeah, sounds good.
Jogging shoes are right here. He just has to make the effort. Okay. Well, dude, like, I know the book's important to you, but get your life together, man. Like, this is not okay. I'm gonna make a judgment right now. Like, I have no objection to alcohol, but I do have an objection to any kind of substance dependency in your creative process. Like, I personally feel like that's not okay. That is unhealthy. And if you make the choice to be unhealthy, then that's one thing. But he's got people depending on him. I don't think he gets to make the choice to just live an unhealthy life. I think he has to respect the other people in his life. So, no bourbon. So I think, okay, wait, hold on. Jogging shoes is interesting. So this is Linda trying to offer him an alternative to getting drunk. Which I am totally in favor of. And I assume that it will lead to them going out to the movies together, because that was also hinted at in the chapter, but has nothing to do with jogging shoes, which is weird. Actually, spending time with Tommy is maybe an even more productive, like, that's a better use of the energy that you are currently spending just like getting drunk. So let's do that. Also, I want to see this pedal car in action. We're going to do it, and then we're going to do jogging shoes as a compromise. But first, it's journal time. I have gotten to really like journal time. I find the journals really interesting. Even when they're... Yeah, look at this. Cool. All right. The Diary of Kay Williams, 1952. We have jumped backwards in time now. Jay is gone and I am alone. That is the sum of it. No other thought enters my mind. Wednesday, 38 years, now alone. Yikes. A senseless accident has taken Jay from me. What I should do with myself, I do not know. Money is no worry. Time, that is the thing. There is so much of it still ahead of me. I have been blessed with health, but that blessing is now a curse. It is nothing more than the curse of time alone, without Jay. Oh, wed 38 years. Thank you, Eve. I don't know how I didn't get that. Yes. Wed 38 years. Okay, so Got it. Yep, makes sense. I attempt to look ahead, but cannot envision a path without Jay. For so long, I had no need to imagine one. The children do not understand why I have come to this house alone, as they cannot understand my loss. Yeah, okay, interesting. It's, because I've been playing and thinking about Apartment a lot, this reminds me a lot of the story of May, the old woman who lost her husband in that game. I think because they share this, archetype so strongly. Diary of K. Williams, May 12th, 1952. I cannot say that I feel better than I did upon arriving, for Jay is still gone, but I do feel a change. Some glimmer of a path is taking form in my mind. I cannot describe it other than narrowing of thought. Perhaps time alone is to be thanked, or perhaps it is something else, something unknown. Perhaps time alone is to be thanked for this change. Got it. Something unknown, like a friendly ghost who haunts the light sources of this place. Today I drove to McClendon's to buy coffee, wine, and vegetables, although I was not due to run short of these for a few days more. I confess I went to hear human voices, to be around the living. That's a good sign. I conversed with a pleasant couple, and it did me no small measure of good. My first words came out as a croak, and I realized I had not spoken in days. A small reminder of my solitary days here, alone with my thoughts, thinking of Jay, staring at the sea just over the cliff. Although I must confess that my gaze always drifts from the sea to the edge of the cliff. Oh, Mrs. Williams. Alright. What am I doing? Jogging shoes. We're gonna do it. It's only gonna take 3 hours, dude. I mean... Dan had a moment of clarity when he saw Tommy's pedal car lying half assembled on the floor and realized that it had been a week since he'd done any work on it. He was ashamed that his constant hangovers had kept him from making his son happy, so he got to work and finished the pedal car the very next morning. Tommy was overjoyed and rode it in the yard for hours. Way to do, like, the minimum you really ought to do as a father. Some of Linda's message finally got through to Dan. He didn't like the idea of jogging, but he agreed to run 2 days a week. He didn't enjoy it, though. He was out of shape, and sometimes while running, he got so stressed that he wasn't writing that he would cut his run short to get back to work. Yet, nobody enjoys running. No, I guess some people enjoy running, but nobody sane enjoys running. Dan put all of the alcohol back in the kitchen cabinet and promised to stay dry on work days, but he had a hard time focusing while he adjusted to writing sober again. Yeah. He spent a couple evenings staring at a blank piece of paper, and he never told anyone how hard it was not to sneak down in the kitchen for a drink those first few nights. Jesus Christ, relate to that, but you're doing the right thing. Like, I feel, this is the first time I felt like 100% good about the choice that I made. As July came to an end, the Kaplan's life developed a pattern. It is Kaplan. I keep wanting to say that they're the Kaplans. Sorry. Dan finished his first draft, and he almost ran to the mailbox to send a copy to Paul. He knew it was good, and he wanted to show his agent that he was close to something great. If he could just keep it together a little longer, he would have a book he was proud of. So we did good enough. In fact, it sounds like we did really well with Dan. Like, that sounded really positive. On the following Tuesday, Tommy put on an art show in the den. Holy shit, I love Tommy so much more now, explaining his drawings to his parents one by one. Dan made sure to ask questions and engaged his son, who was more than happy to elaborate on his artistic intent. Dan and Linda clapped for each drawing in the end of the show. Tommy was beaming. On Friday, Dan and Linda both knocked off early, took Tommy to his aunt's house, and drove to a bed and breakfast. They barely left their room. The guests in the room below complained about the noise, but the owner, who assumed that Dan and Linda were on their honeymoon, offered to move the guests to a different room instead. We are the best ghost ever. They still had a month left, but Dan's chances to change the course of the summer were growing fewer. Which is okay, because the summer's going great. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, what's the next chapter? Vacation. Didn't we just take a... Wait. It was summer, and summer was the time it was. That is the worst sentence ever written. So, aren't we on vacation, first of all? Like, didn't we come to sort of a vacation house? I guess in the off season this isn't considered a vacation, it's considered work. No, it's summer. We're renting this house. I keep thinking it's The Shining. We're renting a house in the summer. This is a vacation. And then just last week, Dan and Linda took a vacation from their vacation to go to a bed and breakfast for the weekend. And now is a chapter that's called The Vacation. I feel like maybe that's too many vacations? I don't know. It's weird. Okay. I'm going to take a break. We are going to do a Q&A after this. So if you have questions, please put them in the chat, and I'll answer them when I get back. A couple things that I want to say before I end this segment. One of them is just a huge thank you to everybody who supported Apartment over the last month while it's been in its Kickstarter campaign, and especially over the last week when I have been talking about it incessantly, and I apologize for that to everybody. But Robin and Richard are former coworkers and good friends. Brilliant designers. I love the game. I love the project. I think that they're going to do a really good job polishing it up. I want to see it released, and I'm really, really happy that it met its goal and it got funded, and it is going to be coming out sometime early next year, I think. And thank you to everybody who helped make that happen by talking about it with your friends and supporting it and backing it. Really appreciate that. Yeah, the rest of this I can probably leave, I guess, until the end of the Q&A. I will just say, because I am going on vacation next week, this is going to be the last play-by-play for 3 weeks. I'm going to be gone next week and the week after. But in 3 weeks, I'll be back on Wednesday, and we will play the last third of the Novelist. Yeah, I guess with that in mind, post your questions to the chat, and I'll be back in just a minute, and we'll talk a little bit about this game. I think it's been interesting. I think there's stuff for us to talk about. So, cool. See you guys in a minute.